Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance and editor for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Wednesday. Super short on time. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm like sweating. Took a while to pull all this stuff. A lot of sales. All right. So the first thing is gonna be Warhammer 40K. These are gonna be vintage shield pieces, I think, for either goblins or dwarves. So there's a bunch of them. I got Warhammer bits and pieces. I did a bunch of lots. Some of the ones that were still on sprues, like these shields, I listed individually. These sold for $31.49 plus shipping. So if I probably did the time and organized the bits and pieces that I had for lots, I probably could have made more. But I did like a combination of some mixed lots and then some specific targeted ones. All right. Next up is going to be sheet only. I messaged the person just to make sure that they know that they're only getting sheet. This is going to be like the Sword of the Dales Forgotten Realms D&D. This is like a little packet that comes into like your little bag or box that you would get at the time. So as part of the DM's map, it's just this one sheet. But yeah, this is an older one by TSR. This ended up going for $16.79. I already messaged them to make sure that they know it's just one sheet. It's very clear in my listing. It's almost the first half of all the characters of your listing title. It says sheet only. All right. Next up is going to be a puzzle. We used to do pretty good with the trade puzzles. This is My Pet Monster. I don't remember this particular cartoon or plushie or something like that. But yeah, it has a little bit of wear on it. Like I said, we used to do really well with these puzzles and stuff, the trade puzzles. This ended up going for $7.50. We used to find them relatively cheap. Like I still have a decent amount listed, and people occasionally pick them up. All right. Next up is going to be, and I just put the 2 items on this. This needs repair. This is Spooky Town Collections, Max. This is going to be Isle of Doom Lighthouse. So a lot of the stuff does work. There's also a lot of like sounds that don't, like the sound doesn't really work. A lot of the lights work. There's a couple of pieces that just need some kind of like, tinkering and gluing back on. But yeah, got a couple of these Halloween collection things from a storage unit flipper. It was like a big bulk buy. This is when we got all the police diecast cars and all like the police stuff, and that he threw in some other stuff probably because he knew it was broken. But like it's still a cool like shelf piece. We were thinking of keeping it. $41.99. So hopefully there's not too many issues. It's very clear in my description of everything that's not working, but yeah, it just needs like a couple pieces glued on. Like if we put it on the shelf, it's going to be fine. It'll just look great. All right. Next up is going to be Weird USA, the board game. Never seen this one before. I think the pieces are moving. Weird is actually like pretty accurate. It's just like a weird board game with all the pieces. Which one? Oh, I hand you this cardboard. All right, right here. We have to like do video and start packing because that's how short we are in time. So yeah, there's all these like, there's like some lady who's here on this like speaker thing, and she like speaks out directions. You have all these like weird different player pawns and like the cards. Weird's a good description. And the title, $12.75. People pick up all sorts of board games and collect them all. All right. Next up is going to be 20 packs of Dice Masters. It's the last bit. It's the Mighty Thor set right here. This is actually the box that they come in. This is considered like a booster box, and then it comes with these individual packs. So I just had this in the storage unit, kind of like facing like that, and I listed 10 at a time. So sold 20 of them. There's 20 left. I don't know what to do with the box. I can probably sell the empty box. It's like a cool collectible thing, but it takes up a lot of space, so I have to decide what I want to do with it. But yeah, $25.20. That was not part of the listing. But yeah, all right. Dice Masters, those are booster packs. These ones right here, a little dueling game. You get cards and then dice that represent them. There's different rarities. This is a booster pack. You make a little deck and then you duel someone, get their life points down to 0. They have like Marvel, DC, Ninja Turtles, Dungeons and Dragons, Yu-Gi-Oh. So they have a bunch of different types. All right, $25.20 for this, or for that. All right, next up is going to be this Russian 1954 Atlas, super old, like kind of like military book or something. It has a lot of wear to it. Got this alongside all the other military books and stuff we get. Sometimes I'll look them up and there's like none listed, or it's like super rare. So yeah, this ended up going for $84. So that's awesome. Someone wants to like look that up. All right, next up, like that's really good, honestly. All right, next up is going to be Marvel, DC, HeroClix. These are going to be just commons and uncommons. I don't know if I did a theme. I think it was just a generic theme. There's like Hulk, Colossus, Thor. So it has all the cards right here. These are commons and uncommons. So they're not the rares. They're not the super rares. They're not the chases. People still use the figures. It doesn't even have to be for HeroClix. Sometimes they just use them because they like Marvel and DC. They like to pop them off the little Oreo base, and they have basically toys, little action figures. All right. $17.49 for that, which is pretty lucky to get that. I like doing the lots. I try to make them themed, commons and uncommons, maybe rares within the same set. It just depends on like what I have when I get it in the collection and how I organize it at the time. All right, moving along. I think this is an RPG book. It's called Rifts. This is called Juicier Uprising World Book 10. So yeah, it's just going to have a bunch of the information about the different worlds. and like lore. People read up the lore in their RPG books. This is going international. I don't remember. I have sold Rift stuff before. I don't exactly remember what type of like RPG it is. It kind of looks like some kind of like sci-fi-ish, like futuristic one. This ended up going for $10. Like I said, it's going international. All right. Next up is going to be a combined order of 7 items. It was going to be a bunch of board games, 6 board games, and then one like RPG magazine game. They got this German nut collecting game with the squirrel. That's actually what the game, I think it's called like Nut Collector in English or something. So yeah, this one's in German. I like to pick up the foreign games. Also, some of these games, even if they're foreign, you can still learn the rules pretty quickly. It's going to be like a simple game. So it looks like they got like family kid stuff. They got Gargoyles by Ravensburger. This one I haven't played, but a lot of IP stuff for video games and board games are actually better than what they used to be. In the past, it used to be like you see an IP for a board game or a video game and be like, it's probably phoned in. But yeah, this one's actually like, I remember people liked it a lot, so I haven't played it. Ravensburger also does Lorcana cards. They also do puzzles. I like the company. It's a really solid board game company, tabletop gaming company. They just do a lot of stuff. All right, they also grabbed this, Musketeers, a little card game. Looks like a little fun one. Haven't played it. I don't think I've played any of these games that I sold, but I always pick up like the interesting ones. Stuff that like I imagine someone getting these games to play as a family or during the holidays, and then someone ordered 7 of them. One time someone, before we were filming, ordered like 20 something games from us. That was our craziest combo order for like the number of games. So it was pretty cool. I think it was a couple holidays ago. But yeah, Musketeers card game. And then they also got this Armadora, there you go. It's like another little bluffing game. It looks like there's some tiles, and then you have these little screens. So you're gonna have some kind of money, and there's gonna be some kind of maybe abilities on your little board. So people like these little bluffing games. They're a lot of fun. They're usually quick. So yeah, it has some kind of like fantasy dwarf theme. And then they also grabbed 3 more things. They grabbed Tomahawk right here. I actually don't know what this one's about. It's by Madagascar over there. I've seen that company before, so I know they make decent games. But yeah, this is kind of like a collector's edition that has like shiny front and back. It doesn't even have like the image of the game in the back, probably because it's a collector edition, so they want everything to look nice. So I'm not too sure. I'm assuming it's gonna be some kind of card game or small kind of family game. And then we have Bottle Cap Vikings. So yeah, TMG. They'll make like some like like smaller to the ground games, nothing too crazy. I've seen them around. They're okay. They're like good if you want like the person, a quick fun family game that has some strategy to it. And then last up, they got the Munchkin's Guide to Power Gaming. I'm not too sure what particular. I think this is going to be just Steve Jackson does a lot of RPG stuff, but he now does Munchkin stuff. He's done the Fighting Fantasy, so he's done books. So yeah, this is some kind of RPG. He's done a bunch of RPGs. So I don't know if this is just explaining like how to RPG, or if this is like an actual book that they use within a specific game. But yeah, all of those for $80, that combo order of 7 things. So that's awesome. Someone's going to appreciate a bunch of board games and have a lot of fun. Moving along, this thing is super nostalgic for me. This is amazing. I almost kept this for my own collection, but I got a couple of them. This is going to be Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness. This is the manual. This is like one of the first. I remember playing this game when I was like 5 or 6. Like I played it for a long time. Played Warcraft 3, StarCraft, all the Blizzard stuff. So yeah, this is just like really nostalgic. There's a lot of cool art in here of like the different like characters and units you can play in the game. So yeah, this ended up going for $9.80. Yeah, I should have kept that one, but it's fine. It's going to go to someone that's going to appreciate it. I do have like a different magazines and books and manuals that I just collect. I have like a shelf full. All right, next up is going to be this game. I had sold it before. I had a note. This is Old Bill. So this is going to be off of the what's it called? The Old Maid, I think. Old Maid game that I used to play that with my family, like around the dinner table and stuff with like my mom and dad and my brothers and stuff. So we used to play Old Maid. This is Old Bill, so this is probably gonna be a similar, off of that realm. And then I had a couple of these. So this was the last one I had sold. So I'd sold like 3 or 4 of these. This is my last one, $10.49. Once again, all these like family card games and stuff. People like them. They don't, like I said, they don't have to be these crazy strategy games that I like. I actually like all sorts of games. It doesn't always have to be super strategy for me, but sometimes people will only play like the in-depth games. All right. Moving along, we have strategy and tactics. This is just going to be the map, Bryce's Crossroads. So the map to play, this comes in a strategy and tactics magazine, and then the chit tokens right here, unpunched. So no rules. You can look up the rules pretty easily. And then also finding the magazine, which has the rules, are a lot cheaper than actually getting the game inserts. $11.54. This is going to a repeat buyer. All right, moving along. This is probably like a mistake of a purchase. This is a long time ago, thrift store. It's like 3 of these Boston's, Congleton, like England, some kind of like ceramic heads. I can't see the rest of my listing title right now, but yeah, a couple of them got like a little chips on it. But yeah, I guess someone wanted them this time. Like we had them for a long time. We used to do like more ceramics and stuff, and I think at the time we looked up like comparative like comps and stuff, and they were going for a lot more. And yeah, these end up going for $14. I think someone got lucky one time selling them for like 40 or 50 because we only got 14 for them. All right, would not get something like that these days, but that was like a very early purchase. But we probably paid like $2.50 a piece for each of the heads, so we're probably only making like a buck or two after the time and shipping package materials and everything. All right, next up is gonna be Aeon's second edition. So Aeon is it's not Legacy, right? No, Aeon's End. There you go. Sorry, this is second edition. This is going to be a cooperative deck building game. It has a couple of twists. One, you're fighting against like a nemesis campaign scenario type of thing. So there's like a monster you're fighting, and there's different difficulties. And then you're picking a character. So these are the characters with their starting cards. They all have different starting cards. And the other thing for the game is I'm drawing a blank now. Oh, so normally deck builders, you play your cards and they go into the discard, and then when you have to draw a card and there's no more cards in your deck to draw, you shuffle up your discard. And Aeon's End, you actually just turn the deck over, I believe, so you kind of can memorize like where you have what cards. I don't like that feature. I like the shuffle feature, but yeah, this end up, I know a lot of people like Aeon's End. $9.44. This is one of those games where like I play all of the games within the similar category, and it's always like recommended. You'll like Aeon's End. You'll like Aeon's End. And then I tried it, and we did not like it. We tried it a couple times, more than enough times, at least like 4 or 5 hours of various. There's expansions. We tried the Legacy. We just didn't like it. All right. Next up is going to be Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Got this from my buddy where I get like anime stuff. They also get like Warhammer stuff. This is going to be a, what's it called? Penumbral Storm Vault. There you go. I hope I said that right. We're going really quick. We have to like get this stuff shipped out soon. But yeah, this is a sealed terrain piece, like a pretty big one. This ended up going for $165. So yeah, someone's going to use this and appreciate it. So yeah, that was awesome. I remember when I bought it, I was planning on selling it for like 200, but getting 165 is fine with us. Like, you know, it's $35. I think I spent like 40, 50 or 60 on it, something like that. All right. Obviously there's fees, the time to list it, packet ship it, you know, there's other costs. All right, next up is going to be 207 Sky Tier cards. I think this is some kind of like board game or something. All I remember is I got these cards. I looked into it. I saw that I had some base cards and some expansion cards. Don't know too much about the game. Kind of the first time I got these, I think I had like 2 listings, like 207. Then I have another listing of like a small amount of cards. Someone asked me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Someone asked me if there was a specific card or two in there, and then when I do cards or any lots, I actually like to display out everything so people can just click on and look with their eyes and then like use the zoom in feature. So they asked me a question when I was not around my phone, and then later on they said, oh, never mind, I saw that you laid out all the cards, so I found the cards that I wanted. So yeah, this ended up going for $15.74. That's why I like to take the time to do that. All right, moving along, we have some kind of, this one's already sealed up. It's like a fold out like little tray or like art piece. It's like a fold out art piece. Naijo Castle Maru Garden Japanese folding screen. There you go. Some kind of little folding screen. It has really cool art. Unfortunately, I already have it packaged, so I can't show you guys. This is like an older estate sale item. This ended up going for $30. I did not have this one labeled, so I had to check our the emails, or I had to check the emails to see they email like what days you list certain things, and then we look within that day that I listed this, and then we see what other bins I had listed items into. It's a weird way to backtrack if I don't have something labeled, like I forgot. It's really bad when that happens. That's like the main, almost the only main time when we lose something. And when I say we, I mean me, not another. All right. Next up is going to be 2 of these Shooters 2001 catalog magazines. We got a bunch of these fashion magazines, like retail shops. And we also got hunting gear, sports gear. The hunting gear, sports gear, the gun ones haven't been selling as much, but they have been selling. Like at one point, it had been a couple months and none of them sold. So I was like, that was like pretty rare for us. They're just selling for cheaper. So 2 of these like gun catalogs for $7.64. I still have a little bit more to list, but I did a list most of those catalogs when we got them that one day. All right, moving along, we have Reaper miniatures. They are going to be these little bases. I'm going to say they're like 10 or 15 millimeters. So bases for miniatures. They have like skulls on the bottom. They are metal. They have like stone They have other like bricks and clay and dirt. So people will put miniatures on these and then they'll paint up the base so it kind of pops more. It's not just a miniature, it'll be a miniature with like, within a scenery. So yeah, these end up going for $22.39. Those are super cool. I know that someone's gonna appreciate them because a lot of people also just get blank bases and they do their own basing. They'll put the little flowers, the little grass, the little dirt, sand, but like these ones have that already, so people can just put primer on and just paint it up. All right, last item for the day is going to be 10 of these. What did I label them? Midge Toy Rock Rockford, Illinois diecast like cars. They were like pretty dirty or used, but people still pick up stuff like this, even if they're like old and vintage and have like marks and wear. Not everything has to be pristine and brand new. But yeah, I got these a bit ago. So 10 of them for $14. So someone's gonna appreciate it. A lot of people collect the little cars and just kind of all sorts of collectibles. All right, sorry, I had to go quick. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone's having a good week so far.